This is the newly launched OPPO Find X8s. At first glance, the specs are pretty impressive. It packs the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus and comes with a starting storage of a 16 plus 256 gigs. But when you compare it to the other phones unveiled at the same event, it doesn't seem to have a standout edge. However, if you're a fan of a compact, straight screen designs, the Find X8s has a grip that is so comfortable, you will find yourself not wanting to put it down. Again, if you like this phone, you can get it from Geekwheels, link down below. The Find X8s looks a lot like its predecessor, the Find X8, and it comes in the same color options, white, pink, blue, and black. This time around, pink is the chosen one. At first glance, the most noticeable change is the slightly smaller camera module. This tweak makes a big difference in usability. When you are using the phone with one hand, you won't accidentally touch the camera, and even when you are holding it horizontally with both hands, there's no discomfort. The phone features a polished aluminum frame and a back cover that's been treated to reflect light in different ways. Both visually and in terms of feel, it offers a great experience. The weight is even distributed across the device, with a thickness of just 70.7 millimeters and a total weight of only 181 grams. It's incredibly slim and lightweight. But the most groundbreaking feature is its 1.25 millimeter ultra narrow bezel on all four sides. This makes it the world's thinnest model of this kind and one of the lightest, thinnest compact imaging flagship smartphones available. Even though the spotlight at the launch event was mostly on the X8s Plus and Ultra models, the Find X8s still has its own in-the imaging. It doesn't have the unique Dansha color rendition lens in the Ultra model, but let's compare it with the X8 Ultra anyway. When you look at the photos taken by both phones, you will notice that there's not much difference when it comes to capturing street scenes. You can easily tell that they are from the same brand. In well-lit conditions, both phones produce clear and detailed images. When it comes to natural landscapes, the X8s still performs well in terms of light and color. The Ultra's images have a higher color saturation, and when you zoom in, you will see that the Ultra has richer details in the shadows. The Ultra wide-angle lens captures wide landscape photos with a good distortion control. Unlike the normal mode, OPPO's Master mode offers better color and toner quality. Even in auto mode, it achieves more natural and delicate toner processing, high-quality images, and a high dynamic range. The sense of spatial depth is stronger. Moreover, the mode also supports a manual adjustment of various parameters, giving you more creative freedom. We also found that in normal mode, when using the ultra-wide-angle lens at night, the X8s has a better dynamic range than the Ultra. The shadows and highlights are more pronounced, while the Ultra seems to have a more sharpening and contrast applied. The telephoto lens supports high zoom capabilities, allowing you to easily capture distant objects and macro shots with a good image quality. After the launch, many people have seen the night portrait capabilities of the Ultra, but let me tell you, the 8XS is no slouch either. Let's take a look at its performance. With the Hasselblad lens and classic filters, each photo feels like a piece of art. However, we did notice that the image system and the algorithms of the X8s are different from those of the Ultra. In low light conditions or when the distance isn't ideal, the X8s tends to over-blur the background and the edges of the hair can appear jagged. But the over-blurring issue can be avoided by adjusting it according to your preferences. The jagged edges are probably due to algorithm optimization issues. Compared to the iPhone 16 Pro, the X8s produces more natural skin tones and hair strands. When walking and recording video, the stabilization function works fairly well, but in scenes with a rapid movement or intense shaking, the AI optimization in video mode is not as effective as in photo mode, and the clarity of the image can be slightly affected. Setting aside the imaging capabilities, another major highlight of the Find X8s is its shortcut button. The OPPO Find X8s replaces the traditional 3-segment button with a physical one. It's similar to the button on the iPhone and supports customizable functions. Unlike the iPhone Nothing, this phone has AI functionalities. It comes with a memo clip feature which can summarize and characterize screen content. With just a quick press of the dedicated button or a 3-finger swipe up, it starts to quickly capture the key information on the screen. It then automatically analyzes the screen content, extracts the important details and saves them in a structured format. All the records can be viewed through the Xiaobu memory app. It also supports summary extraction, original text jumping, historical association, and smart characterization, and can automatically generate themed collections. What surprised me is that this feature supports cloud. It ensures data security and allows access across multiple devices. It can use as a private computing cloud technology to provide more reliable security for users. However, the function relies on the content on the screen and mainly targets text and other information displayed on the screen for recording and organization. It cannot handle other forms of information such as content input by users through voice or handwriting, so this feature is somewhat limited. Additionally, we found that the accuracy still needs some improvements since it depends on image recognition and natural language processing. There may be errors in information extraction. For example, when I took a screenshot while watching a video, the presence of a comment lead to strange conclusions. However, this making something out of nothing is indeed a common issue with current AI. When it comes to hardware and performance, the improvement of the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus is similar to that of the last year's 9300 Plus. It's just an increase in the CPU frequency. There are no changes in the processor's manufacturing process, architecture, or scale. Ultimately, there might be some differences in benchmark scores, but the improvements is likely just within the margin of error. So let's quickly go over its performance scores. There's not much to say about the battery life. After all, it packs a 5700 mAh battery into a body the size of an iPhone 16 Pro. It's basically the largest battery in a phone of this size, and as the saying goes, a fallen king is still a king. On the charging part, OPPO has some good news this time. Previously, most OPPO phones had poor support for charging protocols like PPS and PD. Now it can use the PPS protocol to achieve 33-watt fast charging. However, PD support is still not great. This means that when you are traveling and want to use fast charging, you will still need to carry a dedicated charger for your phone. It's similar to the old iPhone with its problematic Lightning port. As I mentioned in the hands-on review, the signal support is almost perfect in Europe and Asia from 2G to 5G. There are only 2 or 3 signal bands missing. So unless you are really unlucky and happens to be in an area where the network support is not that good, you should be fine. To be honest, this phone is pretty good overall and very well balanced. In the past, compact phones had to make compromises to be small. Either the performance or imaging was poor, or the battery life was short. But the Find X8s has turned the compact flagship into a well-rounded device. Currently, this phone is only sold in Chinese market and it's unclear whether it will be released internationally. But if you really like it and want to get your hands on one, you can purchase it through Geekwheels. The current price on Geekwheels is $70.49. This is Will from Gizmochina. See you next time.